Good evening, all of you all. So today we have got Dr. ESHA with us, who has secured rank 1 in JIPMER postdoctoral fellowship examination. That's so wonderful, Dr. ESHA. Congratulations on that. She's going to be doing 2 years fellowship in gynecologic oncology at JIPMER. That is one of the premier institutes in our country. Many congratulations on this wonderful, wonderful result, Dr. ESHA. I'm so proud of you. And let's hear it from you. Let's hear about yourself, and then let's hear your strategy to manage to get rank 1 in the JIPMER exam. So Dr. ESHA, over to you.
Good afternoon, ma'am. I am like, I still can't believe it. Like in the morning when I saw it, I was like, no, this can't be true. And then I saw it and I was like, yes, this is.
That is very humble of you to believe, to not be so surprised at this result. I know it's your hard work and you did definitely deserve it.
Thank you, ma'am.
So tell me about yourself. Where did you do your PG from? Which year did you pass out?
I finished my Gynae MS from AIMS Raipur. Last year, January 2021, I passed.
2021, wonderful. And then when did you decide that you're going to do gynecologic oncology fellowship for super specialty?
Like I always had an interest in oncology during my PG years. There was this conference also. I attended a PG Gynec Onco meet. So that was organized by the Gynec Onco people only, and they were like very encouraging that, this is now an upcoming branch and there are a lot of seats now, that the seats in Gynec Onco have increased and a lot of people are doing it. So I was very, very excited from that point on. That was in second year of PG. So from then on, I wanted to pursue, like, if I do something extra after Obs and Gynae, I would do in Gynec Onco.
Wonderful. So when did you seriously start preparing for the entrance exam?
That was, I think, in October last year.
October 2021, you decided. So you were planning for NEET SS?
NEET SS, yes. And I gave the NEET SS also, the January one.
So can I ask what your rank was in NEET SS?
75.
75. And when was this JIPMER exam after NEET SS? What was
last Saturday?
Last Saturday. So you had time to prepare, to decide and prepare for this JIPMER exam.
Again.
Wonderful. So last year, October, you decided. What were your sources? Where did you read oncology from?
Your classes.
Okay, wonderful.
Your notes. Like back in second year, when I went for that conference, there was a quiz and all. So then I had prepared notes for myself at that point of time, from Novak itself and from other sources here and there, and I had made notes on each and every chapter. So, and when I did your class last year, then I added on, but I made separate notes from your classes. So before like this exam, I read both the notes. I read yours as well as my old notes. Yeah.
Wonderful. So you were, always interested in gynecologic oncology, and you've been working hard for this. So of course, it is very well deserved, and it is not surprising at all. So surprised that you are. Right. So tell me about the exam. Were there questions from general OBG? Were there questions?
Yeah, it was like 60 plus 40. So 40 questions from Gynec Onco and 60 general.
60 general OBGY. So you had to read general OBG also for this exam. So where did you read general OBG from?
Your notes, because like before the exam, I think it's practical to just read the notes and not read the big books. That will just waste time.
That is a very good tip that I'm giving to the next batch, that this is not the time you open books. So let's not.
That you have been also saying in the WhatsApp groups. I was like, okay, but I'm not opening my books.
It's very tempting to open those big books. They're interesting, but then one chapter will take 5 days to finish.
Yes.
So this is not the time to open those books. Right. So tell me about the exam had 60 and 40 questions. Were there reproductive medicine questions?
Very few, I think.
Very few. So it was general OBG and it was gynecologic oncology. And for general OBG, did you do from anywhere else? Did you prepare notes from any textbooks earlier?
No.
Only class notes were sufficient.
Only class notes.
And anything you would suggest for MCQs, where to do these, solve MCQs from, where to practice for MCQs from?
See, like this, I was targeting the NEET with the form that has not come out yet. Otherwise, the NEET vote was scheduled on 18th June. So I was targeting the NEET, and I was like, okay, this is like a prelims kind of. I did not think that, this is going to work for me. So I think at that point, I was like, once I finish the chapter tests and the mock tests from your app, maybe I'm going to buy a book online or something like that, an MCQ book online.
I don't think there is any good online MCQ book.
I had searched last year. I did not find anything.
There is no. There is one book which is very expensive and it's not reliable at all. So I wouldn't suggest any student to try to find any books online. If there were books, I would know about it. I've been doing so much search on it. So I don't think there are MCQ books. The general pre-PG books is all that you can do. And then we have a lot of MCQs in the class test series also. Wonderful. So was it a negative marking exam?
Yes.
It was. So all super specialty exams are negative marking exams. So how many questions were there and how many did you attempt?
There were 100 questions and I left 7.
So you know what? You were not taking this exam seriously. You were very cool-headed when you entered the exam hall. And I think that is what worked for you. You were just not stressed. It was only a practice exam for you.
Yeah.
That works when you're not stressed. And you did not have a strategy that I'm going to mark these many questions like you would have in NEET SS.
No, I had like at least, I think the highest that you can leave is 10.
The highest that you can.
Like 5 to 10, I think should be that range. Right. And actually last NEET, I think I marked a few questions here and there, and that made all the difference in rank. So I was like, this time I have to be more careful when I mark. And like if I don't have any clue about the question, then
you're going to leave. So this is the general rule. I think it is an arbitrary rule only because everyone is following it. It works. So this is what everyone is following. If you don't know anything about the question, you don't mark it. If you know anything, you will mark it. And then it comes to, if you have read well, it comes to an average of 90 to 95 questions, which you should be able to mark. If you're going to get a good rank. So wonderful, straight first rank is such a good performance. You're the best in the country, at least among the people who gave this exam. So congratulations on this.
Thank you,
and I'm very, very, very proud of you. Tell me about, your exit exam preparation. Were you serious about the exit exam preparation, or you just wanted to get done with it?
No, like I had studied all the big books back then.
Okay.
So like Williams obstetrics, Spirox for the infertility and endocrinology part, then Novak for the gynec part, and the onco part also from Novak itself I had studied. So at that time, like I had read all the big books, and I think the general anatomy and all those things I read from Teeland.
Wonderful. So this reminds me of my post-graduation time, because everyone else would just read Datta and at the most areas and ironed on it. All the 3 books I would never find interesting, and I would keep, going back to Williams and Spiroff and Thielen, and probably I would think that time that I'm wasting my time, but later it works.
It works.
So there are, and everyone else in my batch was reading those small books only. So I would wonder if there is anyone else who's reading like me. So there are students, and especially toppers, who are reading like me.
So at that point, when you get that base from there, before this MCQ exams, you don't need to go back there because it's already there.
It's there. It forms a basis of the knowledge that you will build on.
And the notes are then an add-on.
Whatever
that was already there.
So this is a very good tip that we get from you. If you're doing before post-graduation exit exam, you should read the big books.
Yeah, you should.
For just to clear the exit exam, I don't think it is advisable to go through those small books and just get through in the exit exam.
Because this is our specialty, so we should have.
You cannot read those small books and become a postgraduate in the subject. You have to read the big books. Yeah. So before your exit exam, have a look at the big books, have one reading at least. And then the day you decide you're going to do a super specialty exam, you have to close those books. Especially if there are 6 months, you have to close those books and you have to do more focused reading. You will be able to prepare in 6 months if you have read those books earlier. And for those who have done their PG and who want to clear the exam, if you have not read the big books, I don't think it is going to matter much. I have had interviews with other students who never read the book, but who were, hardworking enough to catch up on everything with the notes itself. So it varies from student to student. There are students.
And I had handwritten notes.
Yes, this is also very variable. I think 80% of the toppers have had handwritten notes, and the ones who did not have time, who just prepared in the last 2 months, did not have time to make those notes. So it is for the students to decide which way to follow, which is their way of studying. All the ways work if they're hardworking enough and talented like yourself. So this is wonderful. It was so nice meeting you. So you give your facial expressions. You're so humble. Of course, you're very talented. To have read all those big books in your post-graduation exam, that is also an achievement. And then to stay focused, and you cleared this exam, I'm telling you, just because you were not stressed. That's a big factor. That is showing on your face that you're so surprised. You just went and you took the exam, and then you come.
But then I finished everything before.
You finished everything because you were not stressed.
Finished. I had the notes. There were 8 copies of notes.
Okay, so you had finished the revision.
I had finished the revision. And I think Onco I revised thrice. Like your new classes, I added on to my old notes. And the new things in anatomy also, those really helped, because like in JIPMER, they mainly ask about general oncology more than the basic and all those weird questions they have on radiotherapy and all these things. So those.
So we did discuss all of those.
Yeah, so that I had added on to my old notes, and the cancer screening and all those things.
Wonderful. So wonderful talking with you, Dr. ESHA. All the best for your future. I'm sure it's obvious that you're going to do so well in life. Let's stay in touch.
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you for your time. Thank you for this interview, Dr. ESHA.